A big campus community like UB can cause a lot of harm to the environment, and as students, it's our job to take the steps toward making our university more environmentally friendly. We need to look into implementing simple ideas that can curb our share in the destruction of the environment, yet still allow us to live comfortably while pursuing our educations. The way we can individually reduce our own carbon footprint starts with small things, such as using reusable silverware instead of using the single-use silverware, which may be a little more convenient. We can use reusable water bottles instead of wasting so many plastic water bottles, and in the long run, it also saves us money, something the students are well aware of. Regarding what each of us can do, UB offers options that are better for the environment and sometimes still more convenient for us. The free bus system allows us to get close to classes without using cars and saving us the headache of parking on campus. UB also offers a bike sharing program for students without a bike, and these are all around campus and are a quick way of transportation through campus while saving emissions from a gas-powered vehicle. As students, we all have to become financially minded, and one way to help the environment and your bank account is renting books. Renting is almost always cheaper, whether it's the paper version or online, all while helping reduce the amount of paper we use, because most of the time we use a book for a semester and then either sell it back and lose a lot of money on it, or it just ends up sitting in the corner of our room. Minimalism is a lifestyle that encourages living with a small amount of possessions. It's good for the environment because it lowers the amount of things you use and consume. It isn't always comfortable, but it definitely saves space in your dorm or apartment, and it also makes it easier to commute between home and school given you have less things. It also saves money because you avoid buying things you don't really need. All of these small impacts eventually add up, but implementing some of these ideas at UB will actually cause a large-scale change due to the amount of people we have here. There's a lot of different ideas to be considered, and lately there's a trend of other universities doing some of these things to save both money and mass amounts of water, electricity, paper, and just energy in general. If UB were to promote paperless classrooms, we would need almost no paper to be successful in our classes. We already use UB Learns but often turn in paper assignments which could have easily been turned in online. We would save a lot of ink and paper at the printing centers all around campus. This is one class which does this well, and if you notice, we use almost no paper in class. As some of you know, one of the most harmful things that we use on almost a daily basis is plastic bags. Some people have turned to shopping with reusable bags at grocery stores to help cut down on our reliance on plastic. I don't see why the dining halls around campus couldn't make the switch to paper bags, which are both biodegradable and recyclable. The university undoubtedly spends thousands of dollars on electricity bills for the dorms and classrooms. If UB chose to install more efficient light bulbs throughout the dorms and facilities on campus, we would reduce the electricity we use by around 70%. This number is so drastic that it would cut costs radically, and therefore allow for cheaper housing on campus. The University of Texas at Austin has implemented what they call a water recovery program since the 1980s. Now the university saves over 100 million gallons of drinking water each year and over $2 million in the span of 4 years by using recovered and reclaimed water. We live in an area where water is plentiful, but saving more water by planning ahead and recovering water will still save us money and allow this water to be sent elsewhere. This chart shows the average global temperature in an 120-year span. Obviously, the global temperatures are rising, a phenomenon which I'm sure you've all heard of called global warming. This is dangerous because although the Earth has its own cycles of both warming and cooling, we're not only disrupting the natural cycle, we're even speeding it up. The environment is important to us all for obvious reasons, but not many of us make an active effort to lower our carbon footprints. There's an old Native American saying that says, "We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children." It's unlikely that we will see a very serious difference in the earth in our lifetimes, but we do have a lasting effect that'll definitely influence any generations to come.